Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo. We're here at the South Park Center and I'm delighted to be joined with Stephanie with her movie Elsewhere Love. Let's take a look at the clip.
I completely fell for someone in a way where I just...
Stephanie, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the New Filmmakers LA family, and thank you for bringing your film to us. And it was so great yesterday, so thank you for being there at the event as well. For those that haven't seen your film, tell us a brief synopsis.
Yeah, so Elsewhere Love started off as a directing sample. I've been editing for the past 10 years, and I've been feeling a little like something is missing and kind of craving to tell my own stories. I've been writing poetry since I was in high school, and I naturally just wrote a short film based off of one of my poems. So I've been applying to all these fellowships grants, and I don't have a directing sample. So Elsewhere Love started as just wanting to show a little taste of what my vision is, my vibe, like what's important to me. And I was also moving through a breakup. I had been seeing different versions of myself, understanding the way that I show up in relationships and how I attain love, and realizing that the way that I've been conditioned to love has been a self-betrayal at times. And I was in this relationship, you know, having this awareness of all the lessons I thought I had learned from all the breakups, and here I was like seeing, oh, I still have a lot more to learn. So I had submitted a heartbreak story for this queer pride event last year, and I spoke on heartbreak. Basically, Elsewhere Love came from this audio note, and in the audio note, I just talked freely about how I was moving through the heartbreak, and I used the audio note to write a short script. The short script was, you know, meant to be poetic, abstract, kind of more of a feeling to tie to the words, and I was working in New York. I hired a cinematographer and two friends, and we went around New York City and filmed Elsewhere Love.
Oh my goodness, that's an amazing story. I'm so glad that you made this directorial debut, and it's always so amazing when it's something like so personal that's out there, but your story's like universal. And by the way, you're an amazing poet. Like, I was just like transfixed in your words, and how you told the story for your cinematic vision was so beautiful as well. So obviously filming this in New York City is always an amazing place to film, crazy place to film. I love New York. But like, what was the kind of experience like on set, and how did you've edited for 10 years, right? So like, how did you find yourself working as a director? Like, how were you working with your actors? Because there's a lot of, you know, intimacy and stakes and emotions in this. So how was your process?
Yeah, I think in the beginning, you know, I had shared the audio message that it was based off with my actors, and we kind of talked about heartbreak. You know, I think them having that audio message as a point of reference, and going through, I think heartbreak is very universal, so to them they kind of understood, and from a get-go I think we just started getting to know each other. I tried to be vulnerable myself, and gave them a space to be vulnerable and being respectful, and also, you know, these two actors, they're actually really close friends.
Oh, good.
So they're really close friends, and I had seen that they had like a really beautiful, genuine love with one another, and I felt that could translate to the heartbreak story. So they did me a solid, and they've never acted before. This is their first time on screen.
What? First time for everybody?
First time, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm grateful that they trusted me enough to do it, because it was a very vulnerable place for both of them.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of my preparation was in speaking to them before, letting them know, like, what are you comfortable, what are you not comfortable? These are friends. We also didn't want to cross any boundaries with intimacy. So, you know, I think that helped us on the day. They kind of already knew what to bring, and I was just there to try to let them relax so it was a really, you know, great experience, and honestly didn't even feel like, I think what I loved about the project is like I wanted it to really be a directing sample. And I didn't want to put the pressure of like, I need to make this masterpiece, or like, what am I gonna say? Like, I just wanted to show this little poetic piece of I guess my emotional world, so that maybe others can understand their own emotional worlds. And that's something that's really important to me, is understanding the way we humans carry our trauma, we carry our memories, we carry our this energy that we don't even realize that can be so heavy. And so as I've moved through this in my life, that's kind of what my art is trying to help people see that for themselves and understand like what they're carrying, because we get used to it. We get used to just patterns, and we don't turn around and see like, oh shit, like actually like this thing that I'm doing over here, that maybe I get a small joy, you know, it's a short term versus long term, like how that might be hurting us in the long run.
Absolutely, and it's so nice when you can capture all this in like a short film. Like, you made us feel so much in this short film, you know, and just seeing the articulation of a relationship. And listen, it's always so great to be able to kind of see, you know, any form of, you know, from a different perspective, you know, queer film, you know, this relationship. I think we always think it's always love and rainbows, but like there's heartache too in our community, like, you know, and we're all gonna kind of go through different experiences. It was beautiful seeing your film orchestrate on the big screen. Like, it really was visually very beautiful. How did you kind of want that aesthetic to like run through? Like, how did you work with your like cinematographer to kind of capture that?
Yeah, so I hired a cinematographer. Their name is Irutu, and they are also an editor, director, writer, and I admire their work. I think they have been doing, basically this was like an exercise for me to play. And they've been doing it, and I've been seeing their work, I've been following them. I love, we have very similar styles with, you know, spirituality and nature, and kind of going back to your roots, and you know, trying to be authentic with oneself's experience. So I hired, you know, them, and they understood it completely. They were able to bring it, and they knew this was my first time as well working with a cinematographer. So I think they were able to create like a really nice space where we could all just collaborate, and you know, they came up with some really great ideas as well. And we both, I think, are very visual storytellers, and it just naturally flowed. So it's just beautiful. Everyone was such a beautiful person to work with. So
I love that you just had this really, you know, because it really does make a difference when you got this, like, as you know, as an editor, this great understanding as a team that you built together, because you do get more from your project when everyone's in sync together, and it seems like you had that, which is amazing. You know, this again was part of New Filmmakers, you know, completely program, you know, that was centered around the LGBT+ community and filmmakers and storytelling. How special was it to have all of that together, especially in your program? It was so vibrant. And then, you know, how was that experience? And what did you want your audience to take from your film?
This is the second screening that I've had, and I've always known that this is meant to play in a queer space or an art house space. So this is the first time it's playing in a queer space, and I was really thankful, one, just to first get to open up Pride with getting to watch my film and a bunch of other queer films. So that was really exciting and special. And I think it's really important. Representation is really important. And I wanted to be able to show a different also kind of relationship that maybe we don't see all of the time. And also make it feel like it's just like we're all humans having a human experience, and it doesn't really matter, like the emotions are the same. So I wanted to speak about love in a universal way, and it not be like, oh, this is just like, you know, a queer film. Like, no, like this is a human experience, and we all experience emotion, heartbreaks in many different ways. But I was thrilled to play at New Filmmakers LA, and this is actually my second queer film that I've worked on that has played here. Yeah, I worked on a short film as an editor. It was my thesis film. I think in 2017 it played at Vessels, and I won Best of Editing that year.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So it's great to be
second
back.
film.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's fantastic. Well, just keep making more movies right now. This is
Thank
amazing.
you.
But that leads me to say, like, are we going to see more directing now? What is next for you?
Well, I have 2 short films that are ready. I just need funding, you know,
Yes.
like I need funding. I'm prepared to fundraise, which I think is kind of what you have to do, but looking for collaborators. I'm hoping to make another short film similar to this, maybe like a 7-minute film in a few months that's a little bit more narratively driven. So that's like kind of my next thing that I'm doing. And I'm also just started a writer's assistant position on a TV series.
Congrats.
So I'm excited for that step.
Oh my goodness, very good. Can we give Stephanie money, please, for her
Yes,
film?
please.
Okay, please.
Yes,
okay.
give me money.
No, Stephanie, well, double alumni. We're so thrilled to have you here again. After being, you know, a Best of Award winner, and we're so proud of you, and so thank you so much for bringing this film, and we're looking forward to the next, but thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your time, thank you for consideration, and thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie, everybody.